as for the Chargers, one of the things that they were able to get this year that they hadn't in years past prior to Harbaugh is a consistent run game. And, man, J.K. Dobbins, I am holding my breath. I want to hear good news from you today about his knee injury that caused him to get knocked out of the game. Hopefully it's one of those things that they couldn't figure out for the rest of the game, and it's not one of those things that J.K. Dobbins has dealt with in his career. That's number one. So the run game got a little bit upset after they're up 10-0. Then Quentin Johnston, his rookie season last year, was just marred with one dropped pass after another. And it seemed that Harbaugh's, belief and love that emanates from him, both Harbaughs have that coaching style that whatever special sauce Jim brings to the equation that he refused to admit that he brings to the equation when we interviewed him last week, whatever he does, it was working with Quentin Johnston, who was turning into one of those beasts of a receiver on the outside and Ladidi McConkey inside. And suddenly we're getting some passing game moving here. Yep. Well, last night on a crucial 3rd and 6, just a crucial 3rd and 6, with this being a one-score game, the score was 23-16. The Ravens had just scored a touchdown on that Rashad Bateman 40-yard grab. Was that earlier in the game? Let me get this correct. No, it was a touchdown that the Ravens had just scored to Mark Andrews in the back of the end zone. That's the one.
Oh, yeah,
and
the ref
conversion.
Inexplicably called it incomplete first when his both feet were clearly down.
There were some dicey moments, but for the officiating as well. But, and then the 2-point conversion attempt was no good, so a 7-point game. 3rd and 6 from their own 34. And Quentin Johnston's going across the middle, wide open. Catches it, turns up, first down, dropped it. Then that led to another touchdown for the Ravens, the Justice Hill score. And then the Chargers come back out and try to drive down the field. And Johnston drops 2 in a row, and he just unsnapped his helmet and walked off the field. It wasn't even like they told him to come out. He just unsnapped his helmet and walked off, and the body language just read off, the chargering is returned. Now, you can't lay it at his feet because there were some other plays you could hear. Kurt Warner, I was listening to the Westwood broadcast, obviously sitting in the booth. He was saying there were some wide open people. Justin Herbert didn't find him. Obviously, the run game was off, and yada, 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 the Chargers lost. This was Justin Herbert after the game talking about Quentin Johnston.
Yeah, I think that's the tough part about the NFL. He's a playmaker. He's done an incredible job all year, and you never want to see that. And just like when I throw an interception or when I miss a throw, he's going to come up to me and tell me, "Hey, it's next play," and that's the way it is. And everyone in that locker room is professionals, and Q will do a great job. I can give him better placement, better balls, and it's on all of us. It's not just on him. It's on me for the way I got to deliver him the ball. I got to make sure that we're all on the same page. But he's an incredible player, and we're going to keep throwing him the ball. He's a fighter. You trust him. I'm going to keep throwing him the ball, and that's what we did out there. And it unfortunately didn't go our way tonight. But I know he's going to be the first one in the building, and he's going to do everything the right way. And he's a truly great teammate, great guy, and he's going to go make some plays. He's a lot of good football left in front of him.
Love that guy. I just love hearing that sort of stuff. Wanted to play that sort of stuff because that's what teammates say and leaders do and things of that nature. And they're going to need to rely on Justin Herbert to keep throwing him the ball, and he's got to catch it, and they need Herbert to keep running it. Certainly if they're going to have Gus Edwards and Hassan Haskins step up now, depending on J.K. Dobbins, because their next few games are against some opponents that need the W's, to say the least. And it's a short week trip to Atlanta. That'll be an interesting one because if you remember, Harbaugh was on the Falcons' radar screen before they went with Raheem Morris. Mm-hmm. And then they're at Kansas City on a Sunday night before Baker Mayfield welcomes him into the territory. And then Denver. Denver on a Thursday night coming here. They flexed into that game, Amazon Prime did. And the person who was very excited about that when Al Michaels flexes out of a game in the Midwest to one in Los Angeles. Oh yeah. Steaks for everybody.
But isn't this? I can attest the steaks are a little bit better in the Midwest.
No, I understood. Al doesn't care. And then a visit to New England and then Vegas. Denver's going to want to throw a knockout punch that night. And they might be able to throw one if the Chargers slip up over the next 3 weeks and the Dolphins keep coming on strong. Or who knows with the Bengals. At least the Chargers have beaten the Bengals. But that was a rough loss last night. And the way that the Ravens needed one before going against Philadelphia, and then that brutal stretch of a Sunday, Saturday, Wednesday game stretch. They needed it last night. So did the Chargers. And that's the difference. But more concerned for the Chargers, obviously they lost. And then for the Ravens, they had to have it. Yep. And the defense tightening the screws a little bit. That's a very nice performance last night without Roquan Smith. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.